I'm Mike Allen, Chief White House Correspondent of Politico, and now it's time to turn the table with Jake Tapper of ABC's This Week. And Jake is joining us from the White House lawn, Pebble Beach. Jake, thank you very much for joining us. President Obama just passed his second big accomplishment, Wall Street reform, on top of health reform. But you look at the polls, he doesn't seem to be getting credit. Why is that?
Well, the White House, first of all, I think would take issue with this being the second big reform. They would look at the stimulus bill, I think, as well, being a major accomplishment. Right now, there's such division in this country as to what is in these bills. And so when it comes to health care, for example, the country is divided as to whether or not they think it will be a good thing for the country. Even fewer Americans think it will be a good thing for them personally. When it comes to Wall Street reform, they've heard so many conflicting things about what's in the bill, ranging from it's a far left-wing bill, as Senator Mitch McConnell says it will be, to the fact that many on the left, such as Senator Russ Feingold, say it doesn't go far enough, it won't prevent another financial collapse. So I think people aren't even sure necessarily what's in the legislation so as to know 100% how they feel about it.
And if we can extrapolate it all, over time, does it look like these bills will get more popular or less popular? Does history tell us anything about that?
I think generally speaking, history shows that these things, these economic... They're doing a lot of construction here today, Mike. I don't know if you and your viewers can hear it, but they're doing a lot of construction here.
I saw a red, white, and blue cement mixer there earlier.
And they're not very concerned about our live shots. There you go, underlining the point I'm making. Right. I think that history is generally these things become more popular as time goes on. Yeah. But of course, this is this major overhaul of the healthcare industry and how healthcare is doled out in the society, as well as the biggest changes to financial regulation since the Great Depression.
We may lose Jake here. I think you maybe need a flak jacket, maybe a helmet there.
I'm not sure if they're actually going to come and scoop me up, but in any case, these major changes, I think, have proven to be popular in retrospect. The ones I'm talking about being Medicare, and of course the changes to the financial system, the regulations after the Great Depression, and we'll see if these follow in those footsteps.
Okay, and Jake, pulling back from history, let's talk about this week. What's on this week?
Well, Mike, we have an exclusive with one of your favorite public officials. Vice President Joe Biden will be on the show. We have an exclusive interview with him. It's his first news interview since returning from Iraq. And I believe you were there, weren't you?
I was. The Vice President was there 2 days, 3 days, 2 nights. It's the longest that any president or vice president has spent in Iraq.
Well, there you go. So we'll talk to him about what he did and what he saw and why Iraq is having such trouble forming a government. We'll also talk about Afghanistan, stimulus, politics, of course, in this very political week. And then on our roundtable, we'll talk about what the Vice President said and, of course, all the week's politics with George Will, Clarence Page, Dee Dee Myers, and Nicole Wallace. So it should be a really jam-packed show.
Nicole Wallace, now a novelist, coming up.
I got a copy of her novel in the mail, and I have not been able to wrest it away from my wife, so I can't tell you how it is, but I'm sure it's very interesting.
Well, it's a good time. Well, Jake, thank you very much for joining us, and watch out for cement mixers.
Yes, if I don't show up on the show on Sunday, you know that one of these guys got me.
You've been scooped up. Have a good week. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks.